What's going on, everybody? Undefeated speaker here. I had this idea. I was forming this story about a guy in the well. I kept trying to play with it and do different things. Some of you have heard about the two frogs in the well and the frogs jumping out. The other frog thinks that they should give up. One frog says, dude, we're never gonna make it. He just dies and gives up. The frog that keeps jumping sees all of the frogs at the top of the hole, this huge well, saying, just give up, you're never gonna make it. That frog is deaf, can't hear. And he sees the commotion, but he can't hear what they're saying. He can't hear that they're telling him to stop. He can't hear that they're telling him to quit and give up, right? He keeps going, he keeps jumping out of this deep well, and eventually he makes it. And everybody's surprised and shocked because they were saying, shut up, you're dumb, you're stupid, give up, you're gonna die. Give up like the other guy, and they're looking down at him. He gets to the top. One of the guys comes up and says, dude, you made it. How did you do that? Everybody was telling you to stop and quit and die and give up. And the frog says, dude, I'm deaf. He's like, I'm close enough to you now that I can read your lips moving, but I thought this whole time y'all were cheering me on. I thought this whole time y'all were rooting for me. You all are the reason that I was able to make it out because of all the commotion. What I thought was cheering was inspiring me to get to the top. The moral of that story is your haters become your biggest motivators. When people are telling you that you can't, you got to be deaf to what they're doing, deaf to what they're saying, and just keep pushing, right? Okay. Then I thought, okay, you have this guy in a well. How does he get out? And I thought about myself during this time and things that I'm going through, things that I know that you all are going through. And you're in this cave, you're in this well, you're in this hole, you're in a hole. It's deep, and you're thinking, how do I get out? Sometimes we focus more on how did I get in? How did I get here? You're blaming yourself. I shouldn't have done this. I should have never talked to that person. If I wouldn't have done this, or this wouldn't have happened, or she wouldn't. And you can't. You're worried about how did you get in when you should focus on how do you get out. Put your focus on how to get out of your hole, not how did you get in. Blaming yourself, beating yourself up. This big old pity party you're throwing, right? Then I started thinking, as I'm writing the story, I said, okay, well, what if the guy in this hole starts telling himself, I've got to dig deeper. This is the opposite of what you think. You think he should be climbing out. And I think what happens is a lot of time we want to do what comes naturally. What our first instinct is to just scramble, throw a pity party, or get out. But he says, I should do something radical. I should do the opposite of how I'm feeling, and I should do something different. You see, because he's been trying, and if you keep trying and doing the same thing every year, 2020, 2021, 2019, 2018, you kept doing the same thing, and I wonder, he says, what if I do something radical? So he starts digging deeper in this hole. He digs deep. Now, in digging deep, he starts to find things that were buried, find things that were lost, find things that were forgotten. And if you're digging deep in the hole of yourself, you will find things about you that were lost, dreams you had, ideas you had, inspiration and ambition you had that was forgotten or buried, or things that you were hidden. Ooh, these hidden treasures and gems about you that were in you that you forgot that you had about you because life was good. Life was going well. When life is going well, you forget things that are hidden and that are buried and that are lost, that are within you. What are you made of? What do you believe in? Who are you? I mean, you forget these things, right? When he's going in, he's finding all these treasures and things that are buried about himself. And he's like, look what I'm made of. Look, I forgot about this thing. I forgot about that thing. And he starts to just keep going within himself. Here's what you've got to understand. Is that sometimes you want to go out, but some things is going in, going deeper, digging within yourself, digging deeper in yourself. I told my friend, I said, the problem is a lot of people want to break out, but you won't have a breakout. You need a breakthrough. The idea is breaking through. The only way through your circumstance is through. It's not out of this storm, out of this chaos, out of this chaos. You're going to have to break through whatever you're going through, right? Now, my friend asked me, he said, well, how does he get to the other side? How does he, I said, well, think of it this way. I said, sometimes it doesn't make sense, right? There's a car coming. Sometimes it might not make sense to you. right? And I said, it's going to take something different that no one else saw coming. He said, well, how does the guy make it out? I said, the idea is perspective. You think that you're in a hole, but you're not in a hole. That cave, that storm, that thing that you're in, that hole is actually not a hole, it's a tunnel that breaks you through to the other side. He didn't like that. He said, no. He said, that doesn't make sense. I said, that's exactly the point. I said, that's exactly the point. I said, when it's not supposed to make sense to your people, they saw you when the coronavirus started. They saw you when you were facing unemployment. They saw you facing debt or trials or situations, whatever. And when you make it to the other side, your haters, who were your motivators, the people who were cheering you on, or the people who you're doubting, when you have your breakthrough, they will not see how you made it out. It's not going to make sense to them. You're going to have to dig deep. You're not going to have a breakout. I love that. I got to say that again. That blew my mind. You're not going to have a breakout. You're going to have a breakthrough. While other people were having a breakdown. Do you need to take a break and think about that for a second? I love that. That's a good word, man. I don't know who needs to hear that, but you're going to have to dig deep within yourself. During this whole situation that has happened, I've been telling myself, I said, James, look how your faith in God has grown. Look at how many speeches have I written, man. If everything was going well, I would have just been at the house kicking it. I would have been okay. I mean, I love speaking, but I needed that push. I needed to find something within myself, not to just help myself, but who can I help? And during this time, I've called people, I've been able to reach out to people, and I don't think I'm good or I'm not, there's nothing special about me, but what has been powerful that I've found is being able to talk to people, to speak a word into people's situation. Because I know what it felt like. How can someone help you get out of a hole if they've never been in a hole? How can someone help you with your marriage if they've never been in a bad marriage situation? And gotten to the other side of however it looked. How can someone help you with your debt and your finances if they've never been there? A rich person that's never known what it's like to have $67 in your bank account, $7 in your bank account. I remember times of having no gas and having 2 job interviews, and I had to cancel on those job interviews because I had no gas to get there. No, I think about all those things that I've been through that have helped me to be able to speak a real word to other people. That I'm not coming from this place of phony, of insincerity. I've been there. I'm telling you, dig deep. It may not make sense. People want you to claw up. They want you to apply for the safe job. They want you to do the safe route. But I'm saying dig deep. Be counterintuitive to what the culture is telling you to do and be radical. Dig deep and you will find that you will experience a breakthrough, not a breakout.